You are watching the 2017 World Series of Poker Europe. We're at King's Casino, brought to you by 888 Live.
$325?
See this one 3 ways. Ramos, the original raiser. And the Brazilian's gonna like this flop. Ace high flop. He doesn't have a spade in his hand.
$575.
And he bets a little bit under half the pot.
Woke up with a hand there? What'd you shove?
A hand that I'd always shove there.
Yeah, I had a hand I always had 3-bet. Well, a good call.
Ace queen.
Ace 2 suited.
You hear Nick and Dom talking.
It's funny how most of these hands just exactly play themselves. You know what I mean? And so much
Sure.
money does change hands based on.
Gus
Yeah,
calls.
those are pretty high stakes. And it's funny.
Gus with the gutter. Looking for an 8. And there it is. Must be nice. Now, I'm more likely to get paid off if it was an offsuit 8. But I was wondering if a spade comes off, if he was going to try to rep that as well. Nonetheless, though, you cannot lose this hand. And you can see the chips behind. Hansen with 10.4 million. Ramos on about 3.9.
He made 2 pair.
What's he doing? What's he doing with that?
He was like, there's a fish in the big line, you're wider. I was like, okay. It's not
What do you say, the first what?
There's a fish in the big line.
Ah.
Flop playing with Fatal, it's so fun. It's really fun.
Hansen bet the turn. Ramos called. And the run out should save Ramos. Ace king at this point, just a bluff catcher, depending on what Hansen bets. Pot is 3.6 million. Hansen bets 2.2 million. Ramos can only beat a bluff. Pot is 5.8 million, so Ramos getting less than 3 to 1. And this is for about 2/3 of his chips. You just try to think, like, you know, what kind of hand can he beat that Hansen would call the flop with, and then bet turn, bet river.
What's your? No.
Nick, the original raiser, flops top pair. Kenny, not much to hang his hat on. We can see that his flush is good, but hard to call from out of position with just the 6 of spades. If you're just joining us, the pink chips are worth 500,000, gray chips 100K, blue chips 25K, orange chips are 5K.
The payouts are out in the if you're interested. It's 20 players paid.
This is a huge tournament. 3.5 million for first.
Yeah, that was as big as the Vegas one drop, actually 2 runners more. That is the sick part. Yeah, I figured it's, I don't know why they didn't tell us in like 20, half the field. 1.5x no cash.
It's not going to do it.
Not gonna do it. You just said not gonna do it.
You one bullet?
For now.
Blind on blind, Kenny Hollert, Timothy Adams. Kenny makes it 550. Adams with the re-raise. 3-bet to 1.2 million, so it's 700,000 back to Kenny. Getting just under 3-1, but has to play the hand out of position. And Kenny surrenders. 40 players remain in the field. Some of our chip leaders. Gus Hansen, of course, you're seeing. Martin Cabrel. Charlie Carroll. Jack Sinclair. Bryn Kenny. All among our chip leaders. Fedor. Igor Kurganov. Dietrich Fast. Rainer Kempe. Antoine Saout are all still in. Elke has been eliminated. Adrian Mateos.
You want to give me some pink chips?
No.
Really?
Why?
Come on, give me a stack. You want to give me some pink chips? I feel like I'm going to start betting really big.
I know I am. That's
And I don't want to cut out the grays every time. Thanks, bud. I'll make you feel like you have more chips.
3 players remain in the 1,111 euro little one for 1 drop. Thomas Hoffman, our chip leader from Switzerland. I want to congratulate Neil Farrell, Feraldo, for winning the 25K high roller bracelet a couple of days ago. First Scotsman to win a bracelet. And with that bracelet, he completed the Triple Crown. So congratulations to Feraldo. Hansen with aces. Alexander with 2 red 8s. He's going to make the call.
420 from the pot.
Oh.
Here you go.
Jack high flop.
1 check.
Hansen should get at least 1 straight of value out of this one. Goes check, check. 9 of spades in the turn.
1 check.
Now Hansen bets, and he bets 225, so small. Alexander makes the call. Pot is 1.34 million. Rivers a 7. Backdoor spades got there. And the Great Dane bet 625,000. Nice fold by Alexander.
50.
After 1 minute. 8 pass, 1 pass. 2 pass. Pass.
Timothy Adams takes that one down. David Tuckman here for the 2017 World Series of Poker. You can reach me at Tuck on Sports. We are at Rosbadov and King's Casino, the biggest poker room in all of Europe. And an absolutely stacked feature table. This is just day 2. About 40 players remain, 20 will cash. Min cash, 157,000 euros. 3.48 million euros up top. Adams in the hijack with ace-6 of spades. Once again, blinds 80,000, 160,000. Players go on a break every 2 levels. Levels are 60 minutes long. So players should go on break in about, I want to say 30 minutes or so.
It's 375,
Yeah.
and you have like 5 million. Thanks. That's good.
Some notables who have already been eliminated. As we look at a Jack 8-8 flop, trip 8s for Nick. Petrangelo. Petrangelo checks, action on Adams. And he's gonna check it back. Adams now drawing dead. So some notables who have been eliminated already. Sam Trickett earlier today, Lib Barry. Somebody asked if there were any Italians still in the field. I can tell you that Dario Sammartino was eliminated earlier today. Sergio Ido, talented Spaniard. Chris Ferguson. Adrian Mateos, John Reisner, Elke.
8 was good.
I mean, you bet a lot. So
Have
maybe
all
you
fallen
go
by the
for something
wayside.
Really good. I like it.
750.
Yeah.
That's a big bet.
Maybe a bit small. Maybe a bit small. That's good.
Ace-5 for Timmy. Diamonds. Spades.
Scared to bet. Fold.
Saw the twinkle in your eye.
So scared.
What do you say?
Saw the twinkle in your eye in the flop.
We all saw it, but don't tell him.
He's my friend.
I know. That's a good one to start blasting with Ace-5.
It's okay.
They're all good ones to start blasting with
For
Ace-5 now.
Yeah. I'm a huge believer in the ace and the 5. I remember the time when people just go nuts with that one because, you know.
Why not?
Yeah. No, because it's like the best suited.
It just doesn't. It's always, there's always something going for it. It's either not around anything or it's around some stuff.
It's like, oh yeah, gotta fold that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. You know?
It's the hand. It's funny that it's the one that was always like the pre. You would take it like you get a freebie to blast that one off pre-flop. No
Yeah.
one says anything. But now you can do it post-flop
Yeah.
most time.
Adams raises.
There are spots where people would stack off ace queen off, you know, they would still take their ace 5 suit. So defeating the purpose of that. But like fuck it, you know, run it anyway. Yeah, I
think one of the biggest misconceptions with that whole thing was like,
you know where it came from, obviously.
yeah, well, it's about. I'll let you do your thing.
375?
375. Relax. 1,100,000.
Dom rarely takes his foot off the pedal. He's going to 3-bet Timothy. Hansen now on 14.1 million. Wow. Adam's stack is such that I don't think he can really do anything except go all in here.
Take all in?
Yeah. I heard.
All in. Pass.
I mean, he's basically an all-in or a fold. I don't think you can call with ace-queen offsuit from out of position
What's not
with
Never
his
what?
stack.
Yes, please.
Of course, I mentioned Neil Farrell winning the 25K bracelet earlier this week, completing his triple crown.
The whole point of it originally was like because you can bluff with it all in and you have a certain amount, like when you actually get called.
If you didn't show,
Yeah, but everyone started using it as like a non-all-in bluffing hand.
you're gonna get called.
That's pretty dumb. Yeah. we weren't very smart, were we?
I didn't do it because I was tight. Like, but like,
Technically.
other people were doing it, and they were like, "That's the one. That's my one." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Wouldn't you rather have like
No, man, they saw
king
that,
jack suited or something?
saw that in a video.
Like they choose it for
Anything.
400 blinds deep, 4-bet or whatever. And it's not the
That could
first.
actually be okay.
No, I'm
400
saying
bucks.
I'm saying it's fine, but it's not the. Then at that point, there's a million things you can do, and you can justify them any way you want.
Randomized.
Okay.
That's a good one. Shout out to Palmera.
1 pass.
It's been randomized.
2 pass. Relax. 400.
Nick Petrangelo raising on the button. Hansen in the big blinds. Did Hansen actually flat this? Wow. I thought Hansen might 3-bet it,
5 check.
but he decides to flat with 7-3 offsuit.
Big check.
Nick checks it back. The Great Dane drawing dead.
5 check.
I'm long gone.
725. 5
And Nick takes that one down. Once again, 20 players, cash, minimum cash, 157,000 euros. First place, just under 3.5 million euros. I welcome those of you who are watching at WSOP.com/live. And of course, those of you who are watching at twitch.tv/PokerRoomKings. If you have any questions for me, you can ask in the chat, or you can tweet me at TuckOnSports. C-Mac Mert says, what do you think the general feeling of the table is toward Gus Hansen today? Appreciate the tweet, man. I'll be honest, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if today is any different than other days. I find it particularly difficult to try to crawl in somebody's head and figure out what they're thinking.
Disappointing.
Huh?
That's disappointing, Gus. No?
But
Sometimes it's
Sounded a little
disappointing,
disappointed,
sometimes
yeah.
it's bad. I was disappointed too.
talking to Sam Grafton yesterday about Gus's play, he's so unconventional and so unorthodox in his style of play. I think these players are used to it. Most of them, at least. They just know that's Gus being Gus. But at the same time, I think sometimes we use the word unconventional as kind of a euphemism for bad. And in Gus's case, that's not true. He's clearly had a ton of success over the past, 15 years, playing like only he plays. It's a style that works for him, and he definitely makes his opponents think outside the box. Anyway, thanks for the tweet, C-Mac Mert. Anyway you cut it, he's certainly entertaining. Kenny already, he had the best hand, he flopped the best hand, and now he has turned 2 pair. Dominic bet the flop. See if he tries to rep this ace. Nope, he checks it back. River is a complete blank. Action on Kenny.
That's supposed to bluff that. Check it to me.
Players are going on break in about 15 minutes or so. During the break, we'll see if we can get some a co-commentator alongside me. It's a treat being in here, but I love having an expert alongside me to kind of guide us through everything. The issue today, of course, is it is day 1 of the main event and day 2 of the 1 drop. So a lot of players are playing today. Dominic raising under the gun +2. Kenny in a small blind is going to call with ace-10. Once again, the pink chips, 500K. Kind of the gray-brown chips are 100K. Blue chips, 25K. Dominic checks it back. Ace-Jack is the best hand. Kenny actually picks up an extra out here. He can catch any one of the 4 queens. Kenny bets 800,000. Dom is never folding. I mean, it's a big bet, though. I still don't think Dom's folding. Wow. I'm very surprised. And that's why I don't predict things. Well, let me know what you think about that one. I'm really surprised. Check back and then just a fold. It was a large bet, and that was my my first thought. I thought it was more of a standard bet size, and I was thinking, okay, well, Dom's definitely going to call this. He bet 800,000 into 1.1 million. Still, I'm kind of surprised about that one. I might ask Dom about that particular play. Big Bill 2137 asks if they're playing down to a final table today. I'm not 100% certain. We might play down to like 12 players, maybe 10, but somewhere in that neighborhood. And Troyanovsky sticking them all in there. He's all in.
Nope.
Troyanovsky is all in for what is about 11 big blinds with the gap-suited connector. And I do not believe he is going to get called. Ramos not very deep at all. Ramos on 2.6 million. Or 17 big blinds. Hansen still pacing the table at 13.5 million. And Ramos doesn't like it, but he gives it up.
Here.
Daniel Hart pointing out a lot of these people play regularly with Gus at
we
King's
get
Casino.
moved?
No, I'm aware of that.
Usually they're switching them out, right?
Yeah, possible.
Just hence why I was pointing out. I mean, these players are familiar with his style. Somebody pointed out in the chat that
I think Steffen's doing well. Reiner has chips.
I think clearly Gus's
I haven't heard from Cora and
instincts
Stefan.
and talent for
Usually
the
they're very
game
best.
is there.
when they go off the radar.
Where he lacks
And they're not bragging in the chat.
is just his fundamentals.
They're trying.
And that obviously can make it difficult for him in certain situations. You know, when he's playing some of the best in the game, he has a tougher time against those players simply because their fundamentals are just so much better. But I don't think there's any doubting Gus Hansen's natural instincts and talent for the game.
Jesus.
Nice. 325? Five bucks? 6 bucks? 9 bucks? Would you like to go?
Hang it. Tired already? So long day ahead.
I've been tired for the last month, 3 weeks. So much poker.
Went to Macau?
Take a look at the leaderboard here.
You went to
This is
Macau
for this
or no?
particular table. We have
Pretty much
38
can't
players
take it.
remaining. Gus and Kenny pacing this field with
So many
85 and
big
83 big
turns.
blinds respectively. Felipe Ramos
Just now. Last
and
week.
Vladimir Trinovsky are our short stacks with I think 16 and 13 big
Like
blinds.
traveling sometimes.
200 Ks.
Jeff
Yeah,
says
One was a
traveled
130,
since-
and one was a 100.
Vegas. So, like I haven't played live poker.
230 Ks,
Like 3 months.
and it's
For example, tennis
38K?
players who still play physical sport
And the
traveling
main?
all the time. It's like
Okay.
even more.
they were big.
Yeah.
It hurts even more, I guess. The jet lag the whole time. Did any good, Macau?
Pardon?
Did any good, Macau?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I went through it for one.
I mean, I final tabled the
the Triton.
Yeah,
100K,
yeah,
and then I came third in the other 100K, and then another even smaller, like a 10K. But it was good.
Small.
Alexander raising the
like,
button.
Yeah, compared to what you're,
Dom,
what you're
three
playing,
bets?
it's a small one.
Started with.
Pardon me, actually, Alexander actually limped in on the button, and Dom
A little
opens.
disappointed about the 100K. I was like chip leader with 3 left. And
Yeah.
McGuire had like 2 blinds.
And Alexander
McGuire
calls.
had 2 blinds, and I ended up coming third.
He isn't here, right?
No, none of the like
This could get Alexander in a little bit of trouble. Both players flop an ace.
American Greg.
Dom with the better
A lot of
kicker.
them didn't come.
Well, Steve lives in Amsterdam.
Right, I mean like that crew decided not to come. Of course, like Ike and Justin and Jensen.
Dom bets 500,000. Alexander calls. Both players with a gutter ball now as well.
Yeah, I was in Finland. I was recently in Toronto, now Finland, probably London after that.
It's rather
Yeah, how do you like it?
not there that often. Like, I'm still traveling a ton, but when I'm there, I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, just your home base or whatever.
It's my home. Yeah, I have my apartment there, and when I'm planning to like put in an online grind or something,
Right.
I would like to play from my own office and like or put in a bunch of work, like some studying.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah. Just like a base.
For tax reason, tax situation as a poker is good as well.
Makes a lot of sense.
And
Action still
I'm
on
traveling a
Dom.
lot,
In the
and
small
like,
blind with
a lot
ace
of
queen. He has the best hand.
easy,
Take a good hug.
And he decides to move all
very
in.
good hub. Yeah, like you can fly to everywhere.
And this is a
like,
pretty wet board. This will
pretty
be
much
interesting.
flies to everywhere.
Right.
Can Alexander get away from it?
I live in still central London, and in 30 minutes time in from my apartment in Heathrow to an express train.
Yeah.
So convenient. You can just walk outside my apartment. Every 15 minutes there's a shuttle train.
Pot is 7.2 million and it's 4.6 million to call.
Just go whenever I'll leave like my home 2 hours before my flight leaves, and still have usually plenty of time.
Yeah.
So Dom bets 4.6 into 2.6. Almost a 2x pot size bet.
Well, it's a great city as well. Like there's all sorts of things happening, like all sorts of food you can find there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still close for me to go to Belgium as well. Like with a train,
Oh, yeah.
True, yeah. It's a 2-hour train gets you from London into Brussels.
Tell you one thing, once Dom does that, he doesn't get snap called. He loves it.
Still play online?
I probably get mine online.
And he makes the call. And Alexander looking for a 9 or an 8. This pot almost 12 million chips.
Yeah. Don't really play any tournaments.
It is Dom's tournament life on the line. A 9 or an 8 would eliminate him. Here's the river.
4.6. 4.6, 10.
And the queen plays. Huge double up there for Dominic.
Are we staying or are we moving? 1 more minute left.
I think we have one more hand left.
Yeah, they've been doing it every
Respect
week.
integrity a little bit. Switching?
We never keep the table for more than 2 laps. So we're gonna go back to the same spot after break.
One more hand.
The World Series this year we did like
Tough spot for Alexander.
Like, basically all day.
Playing against a world-class player like Dominic Nietzsche.
Yeah.
And the 3-time
Some people
bracelet
come
winner
to your
doubles
table and
up
I
to
just
nearly
go like-
12 million chips.
Everything about you already over the whole day.
This will be the last hand of this level. Players will go on a short 15-minute break, as will we.
The dealers in the one drop you start the shuffle, please complete the hand you're on, otherwise second place on a 15-minute break.
Don't go broke before the break. I don't want to go broke before the
Once
break.
again, table 43 will be a new feature table, and table number 40 will go back to its original spot.
Hansen raising under the gun with ace-8. Kenny with ace-king under the gun +1. Is going to 3-bet. Pink chips are 500K.
Not too bad.
Sorry. What was the pot on the turn now? 3?
I jumped like 1.5. I jumped under 2x. So I jumped 4.6 into like 2.8.
Yeah.
The 3-bet gets through, and the players are going to go on a break. We will as well. More action from Rosvadov 2017 World Series of Poker Europe after this.
We move ourselves or what?
Yeah, they move it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, microphone.
Quick 15-minute break. Felipe Ramos joins me. First of all, before talking about today, just give me a quick roundup of how yesterday went for you.
Well, yesterday was like a big roller coaster. So I was down like to 800,000 just in the beginning of the event. And I made my way back. I was like very, very proud in the end. I made a ace high call good and I folded ace king good to make day 2. So I was very happy. And to make day 2 with my peak, 3.7 million. And I started the day pretty well. I double up and I came to a future table with something like 5 million chips, leaving the table now with 2.5. But I guess I'm pretty happy the way I played, like just like a little unfortunate spot, some really difficult hands, especially versus very tough guys like Petrangelo and Gus. So normal business, normal business.
Well, you said yesterday you made a good fold with ace king. Do you think you made a good fold today with ace king against Gus? Was that a tough fold, by the way?
Yes,
I
very,
thought so.
it's very tough fold, especially against the opponent I was facing. So, well, I like to be very confident in my game. I don't care if I was right or if I was wrong. All I care is to go over my thought process, go over the hand, try never to commit a mistake, try to be strong, you know, have this strong mindset. So I thought I was pretty ahead on the flop when he check calls the ace high board, a6 7 2 spades. And turning card is not the best turning card for me because there's a bunch of 2 pairs. I'm sure Gus will call there very light, maybe straight draw, some sort of back doors, you know. That's why it makes a really tough fold on the river because the 9 completes the board, and that's the card for Gus to bluff, you know. And then I can't say I was 100% sure of my fold, but I think my fold is pretty good in the long run. And I thought in that spot, I don't know. I think
Your
was good.
fold was good. I feel like I'm, got the power when I'm able to tell the players.
I feel I want to hug you. Give you a kiss. I'm happy to know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
he's a good
So
fold.
that's
He actually had it one time.
nice. That kept me alive in the tournament. I know I only have like 12, 13 bigs now to work with, but I could have nothing. So I feel like I'm already a winner. I'm going to win this now.
And what's it like playing? Have you ever played Gus Hansen before? Because he doesn't like play these types of, tournaments that you probably play that often.
That's true. I haven't seen Gus playing that much. Last time I played with Gus in a live game was EPT Grand Final in Monte Carlo, like a long time ago. I think this was like 2009, 2010, something like this. And I used to play a little online back in the day, in the full tilt old days. But haven't heard from him in a while. Of course, a very experienced and dangerous player. All my respect. And happy to know I made a good fold over there. He's a tough opponent, has a lot of chips. So against any other player, I mean, that fold will be a little easier, For the beginners at home, they would say like a board of 4-2 straight, they'll say, easy fold. Guys,
Gus is crazy.
not only about this, we're playing like such a high-level event, and only really terrific, good players. So they're capable of anything.
Yeah.
And I feel I'm capable to make my way back as well and make this final table.
All right, feeling pumped, gonna get through the day?
I'm feeling pumped. I'm going to grab through this day 100%.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. We're going to be back here in just a few moments' time with a brand new feature table just for you guys.
Alexander with the raise, Dom with the 3-bet. And this actually might save Alexander. Had it gone raise, just 3-bet, you wonder if Alexander would have lost a lot more chips. But now with a 3-bet and a 4-bet, the value of 9 certainly shrinking.
Got it, Kenny, you got it.
I know you didn't have it. I know you didn't have it.
Yeah, that is why I was thinking.
Eiler all in with the King 10. Once again, thanks so much for joining us. 2017 World Series of Poker Europe, Day 2 of the High Roller for 1 drop. We're down to about 48 players out of a starting field of 132 entries.
I don't do too well with these, but after the race.
Someone on Stars says,
after
can
the
we
races.
kidnap Nick Schulman
Yeah,
and bring him
that's
into the
right.
booth
Yeah.
with you? Let me know. If he was here, I would do a good job. I would try to kidnap him. Unfortunately, I do not believe he is here. All in here. Cards are on their back. Eiler's got live cards. And now the lead.
Well with these.
Looking for a pretty much a triple up to 1.3 million. Only a red 8 would eliminate him.
gonna win those.
480.
You can lose those as long as you win the last one. Yeah, I just don't win those. Almost never, but I have to call.
Using the voice from the experience.
What? What's that?
You only need to win your last play in a turn.
Hey, did I? Did I win?
Shaq raising under the gun with Jack 9 suited.
One pass. Two pass. Four pass. Five pass. It's 300. Six calls. What's up?
Nothing like, wow, you gotta be kidding me. Nothing like raising with Jack 9 and flopping the stones against a player in the big blind who also has a Jack.
7
Check, check. Kenny open-ended right now, but we know that's worthless. Catch a queen for the win. Catch a 10 for the chop.
but 550.
Let's see how Shaq plays this. He checked back the flop on a Jack 9 board. Pot is 1.35 million.
7 calls.
And he calls.
Thank you.
The way Kenny runs, you kind of expect the queen to come off. No! He makes the straight. Such a good player, though. I kind of expect him to, well, I'm not sure if Shaq is deep enough. I was going to say, I kind of expect Kenny to bet and then fold to a raise. But we'll see how he plays it. Can't beat kings. Might not think he can get much value from aces. He might actually think he got a bad beat here. I mean, there's a chance he's up against queens as well. When Dan checks back and then calls the turn, you think, what kind of hand might he have?
900.
Kenny does bet. Nick Petrangelo joining the table. Kenny bets 900,000. Shaq's going to move all in here, I'm pretty certain.
Second ball.
And then we'll see if Kenny can get away from it.
Ball in.
All in.
And there's the all-in from Shaq.
Kenny over here is punishing everyone. Kenny is punishing everyone.
This is just almost always a full house.
Four bet.
I mean, I would find it very, very hard to believe that Shaq would suddenly take two black queens and say, you know what, I'm going to move all in with this hand. I mean, he could have ace queen theoretically,
Just looked at him. Life coach tricks.
but I just don't think he has just a queen here. I think Kenny finds a fold. As difficult as it might seem.
6.8. Yeah.
And this is one of those weird spots by checking back